Hello friends, welcome to Miss Lori's Craft Room. Today we're going to be messing around with a rose and using a couple new products that well, they're not new, they're actually been around for a long time, but they're really fun. So excuse me, this is the rose that I like to make. It's the Tim Holtz Grunge Rose, and this is using the blue Perfect Pearls. And this one is using the purple Perfect Pearls. And this one is also the purple one. And you can't really see the color. It's hard time to have the color. So this one, it's really subtle. But if you could see, it has texture. Usually I wet the paper if you've ever seen any of my videos. But this one I ran through the Cuttlebug. So let's get started. So let's see what we're going to need today. We're going to need a lot of stuff today. So let's start with the cuts. I'll include the file in the description like usual. Okay, so we're going to do, you need 3 flowers. Okay, it's going to be hard to see it today because it's black. Maybe I'll get a white piece of paper. And there, that'll help. All right, so, oh, sorry guys, I should have adjusted this before I started. Okay, so we need 3 cuts. You need your Cuttlebug or Big Shot or whatever. Some kind of embossing folder. You need a dish of water. A paintbrush. This paintbrush comes in the Perfect Pearls. Here's the Perfect Pearls. This is what comes in your kit. You get 2 brushes. And a nice brush. This is a medium that you can rub all over it and then use it for a powder. So why don't we'll do that too. We'll paint one and we'll use this medium to show you. So let me tell you, and also we're going to be using the Treasure Gold. This is a rub-on, gold rub-on you can get at Joann's. Of course you can get it at Michael's probably too. You know, I shop at Joann's. And then tweezers, and we're actually going to use the heat gun today, or a hair dryer will work for this. Hot glue, your Cricut, obviously. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so I've set everything aside. So I've already cut these out, and I've already embossed 2. Some people do not know how a Cuttlebug works, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to use it today. Okay, so your Cuttlebug comes with all your plates. So this is the plate. You slide this in the machine, put this one on top of it. Then you take your flour. You're going to sandwich it into the folder. See, this is a folder. Sandwich it in. And then you have your A, B, and C plate, or your 2 B plates. I don't know what they are. I can't remember. Been a long time since I remember. So you sandwich that in between. See, so you've got this big hard white part, a clear part, 2 clear parts. You sandwich it in. You slide it in your Cuttlebug, and you can see the handle is going to start turning around. Okay, so you're just going to run it. Okay, and then you take it all out. And then you're going to have embossing. So I'm going to switch the camera down to closer so you guys can see my hands more for assembling everything. Okay, sorry, it was not very nice to be changing the camera mid movie, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, all right, so maybe you'll be able to see. Let me see if I can get the angle. If you can get the angle. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so I usually, if you've ever seen my videos, I wet the paper after I would wet the paper after I cut it, scrunch it up, and then let it dry in the microwave. But if I did that, I'm pretty sure I would lose the detail of the embossing. So when I made this one, and this one is embossed too, what I did was I assembled the rose, then I colored it. But because this paper, if you see, is so stiff, if you've got it wet and crunched it up and let it dry, then the fibers in the paper are much more moldable. This way, it's like, it's really hard, okay? So we're going to paint first, and then that is going to give us, paint it, and then we're going to dry it a little bit, and then we'll put together the flower, okay? So I'm going to use this kind of copper color. Oh, one thing I didn't tell you about Perfect Pearls. Perfect Pearls are designed to work on dark paper. Okay, they can work on paper, and I'll show you what they look on white, but they are boring on white. If you use dark paper, dark red paper, let me show you what I did. This is a poinsettia I did, and I used the copper on red. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm just trying, sorry guys, I'm just trying to get the best lighting here. It's kind of, still struggling with that. So, okay, so isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to do a video on the poinsettia this week sometime. Okay, so let's get started. This is super easy. You're going to open your little pot of pearls, and you don't want to spill that. Okay, and then you have your water, and it's just painting. So I'm just trying to get this so that you can see everything, guys. Sorry. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you can do it two different ways, okay? I'm going to get my water. You can see my water's purple because I've been using purple, but it really doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to get the flower a little wet. Okay, then I'm going to get my paintbrush wet again, and I'm going to dip it in the Perfect Pearls, and then I'm going to come over here and start painting with it. And I wish I could tell if you guys could even see that. I'm not seeing that, so I'm hoping you guys can see that. That is such a glare. Okay, so then I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to keep going. And see, if you get it wet, because there's some of the Perfect Pearls, so if you didn't want it to be as strong as this, and in fact, you could even go back over here and get it wet and pull up a little bit. So you could actually, it spreads really far. So if you want it concentrated, like I did on this blue flower, then you can just pick up a lot. Or you can just get your paintbrush wet and really spread it around. See, I'm just going to spread this around. So some of the black is going to still come through. Okay. All right, so then I'm going to set this one aside to dry. Okay, so this one, let's use the medium that comes in the thing. So I'm just going to spread this all over this. And then I'm just going to quickly dry my brush on my shirt, because my shirt's paint shirt. And then we're going to dip, and let's see what we get. Okay, so now you're going to see it's going to be a lot subtler. That sounds like a terrible word. Okay, so you can see that it really only, so I'm smushing it in there so we can get it down on the flat parts too, and not just on the raised. So then I'm just going to get powder. And rub it all over. So you can see you're going to get a completely different look. One wet, one dry. Because basically this powder, the medium you get with this it's kind of like an embossing ink. It's sticky. So it's just going to do it so it catches all of the powder. Oh, it's so pretty. You know, I almost prefer just doing it dry. Oh, that is so pretty. Now, I'm not sure, because I will be honest, I've usually only used Perfect Pearls when it's wet. So I'm not sure what this is going to do, how easy it will rub off. So let's try it. Well, it looks like it's pretty stuck on there. It is getting on my finger some, but it looks like it's pretty stuck on there pretty good. All right. So, not sure if you can tell the difference between the two. So, sorry guys, I get a terrible glare on my screen. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the third one wet. And as you can see, there's tons of it in my brush. So, if you wanted subtle, it's just so fun to play with. Because you can see the difference. So that would just be a super subtle little look of it. But I'm not one for subtle. I like it to be bold. So we're just going to go for it here. All right, so let's get these. I should have done this and then dried some so that we didn't have to dry these, but we're going to do it anyway. We're just going to do it. I know it's going to be noisy. So, okay, so there, see how quick and fast that is? It's really easy. Wash my brush a little bit. Okay, so close my pearls so that they don't get blown away. And then I'm just going to hold these down. And I just want them to get a little dry because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do before I assemble. All right, so now I want to show you this rub-on. Okay, there's another rub-on that's in a tube, and I really prefer that, and I don't know why I didn't buy that. But this this is a really dry. So I've gone ahead and put a little bit of alcohol in it to moisten it. So you just get your finger in it, and it's going to be on your finger, and then I'm going to try to catch the ridges. I'm going to use the dry one because the other two are okay. I'm just going to lightly, and I'm not sure how well this is going to work because I practiced it a little bit, but it was on a flower. Now look, I don't know if you can see that, but look, it's catching. It's so pretty. It's catching all of the ridges. So it caught all the ridges of the embossed. So now because we got this wet, the difference is we got this one. Okay, so this one's wet, so we lost some of the definition. Then this one, see? So we're not going to get, it's not going to be quite so much, but so just like I've always said, just do it, you know, what you'd like to do, okay? So I'm just going to try to catch a little bit. We could do this, it's a lot harder to do this once the flower is put together because obviously you can't get in there and catch all of the little ridges once the flower is assembled. So that's why we're doing it now. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put the flower together. So grab my wipey, wipe my finger. This stuff, if you can see, my hands are a mess. I'm always making a mess. Okay, so scissors. Okay, so this one we're going to it's going to be the back petal. So we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to make an X. Okay, so you made an X in it. And then this one, we're going to cut one petal out. Okay. This one, we're going to cut two petals out. You cut to a V. Okay. So then you've got your tweezers. And then I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to do this so that on this one I'm going to do it so that the colored part is on the inside. Because this one you're not going to be able to see, you won't see that. So I'm just twisting it, and then I'm going to set it aside. And then the same for this one. I'm not going to twist this one so tight. I'm just going to make a cone, set that aside. And what I'm doing is I'm just manipulating the paper so that it will be easier when we go to glue it, okay? Okay. So for this, I always use hot glue because it dries almost instantly. And so I'm going to just do a bead of glue on one of the edges and then glue it together, making a cone. See, you made a little cone. Same, you're going to do that with every one of these except for the back one. Okay, so you can see I'm just putting a little bit of glue and you overlap it. Okay. And I already have, you know, this is the same flower that I've made before on a previous video, but I just wanted to show the perfect pearls, so we'll just follow it through. Okay, so this one is a little harder, so I usually, I catch it with my tweezers a little bit past the edge, get some glue, and use my tweezers to help me. Okay. Looks like I missed the glue, so I'll just do it again. Alright, look at that. I managed to do it without even burning myself. It's a miracle. Okay, so then we're going to cut a hole in the bottom of all three of these pieces because these are going to nest within each other, okay? So I just trimmed off the bottom of all three. Okay, so I'm going to assemble using my tweezers. Hold this with my tweezers, put some glue on the end, pick up the next size up, and poke it in there. And you're going to see, you're going to push it so that the tail comes out. And then you're going to put some glue on that and get a hold of this one. And same thing, you're going to shove it through the hole. Okay, and so one thing, you just want to offset your petals so that they're not lined up together, okay? Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing again. Okay, and this is where I let go of my tweezers and shove it through with my fingers. I push on the top and shove it through. All right, and the glue is still hot, so you have time. Okay, and so then you take the last one, and you're going to put some more glue all the way around this. And then you're going to, don't burn yourself, and shove it through. And just remember that you offset the petals as you go through. And I shove it through pretty good, okay? So it nests in there really good. Okay, and then you're going to end up and you'll have that little tail, okay? Okay. So, because this one wasn't, you know, squished up with when we did it, so we're going to need to do a little bit more shaping with our tweezers. Okay, so you just get your tweezers, grab a hold, bend down. And I try to kind of do it on different corners. It's not exactly the same. And just mess around with it until you're happy with it. But remember, because we didn't wet this paper too much, it's not going to be super pliable, so you don't be careful not to rip it. So this one turned out really cool because we did that, put that gold on the things, and it is so pretty. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful flower. So, Perfect Pearls comes in a package, so you can get it, Joann's, and use your coupon. I found it, my Joann's, it wasn't hanging up. It was with the stamp stuff, and it was laying down flat. So, if you can't get it, they do have it at Amazon, and it's wonderful. I just love it. So thanks, guys. I'll post a link to everything in the description. Thanks. Bye.